Hello guys, my name is Willem, like you will probably know if you follow me in my journey on my car channel on YouTube, LRDX Cars. I'm now like 1.5 years in the journey, and a lot of you will think, how did he start, or how does he keep going? Because it's not the easiest thing, of course, to keep going and to keep positive and to keep striving to do better and to build something up and to make a nice car channel for you guys. And I started like last year in September making videos, and yeah, I've said it already in another video, but yeah, what gave me a bit of strength to start the channel, because I'm also just a regular guy like a lot of you are that just likes cars, and was thinking, hey, instead of watching all the other guys film cars, why don't I film cars? And yeah, it started a bit with reading books. That helped me a lot, and of course to train a bit my mind to get the emotional intelligence that you want. And I've written something last year in April. I've written a small book, what I call the book for non-readers. It's quite funny, and instead of just waiting till I actually have some money to put the book out, it's nice nowadays that I can just say it to you, read the book. It will take maybe half an hour, but I know it will help a lot of you guys also, not even if you don't want to just start a channel or do something, but just to make you happy. It really helps me a lot, and I keep it with me. I've written it on my phone now, and I'm gonna read it now. It was written on the 14th of April in 22, and I think in the coming weeks in May I probably finished it last year. And yeah, last month I started again writing, and I'm also gonna make a video of that one. I think that's for next week. And yeah, I'm gonna start by just reading, guys. It was written on the 14th of April, like I said, and it's called The Book for Non-Readers. Exactly 2 years after starting posting photos on Instagram, almost 7 months after starting the YouTube channel. So it was last year that I wrote this down. We are going for the first trip by plane to Nice, where from there on we will be going to Monaco, where the Rolex Masters are played. At the moment, we already went to Germany by car for a further trip, but this is the first trip by plane for the channel. Immensely looking forward to not only share cars from Belgium, but from the beautiful Monte Carlo. It's almost meant to be that after 2 years after starting the journey, on the birthday of my beloved dad, we are in Monaco. Sometimes life gives you those signs that you're on the right path. The previous sign was when I got the chance to make the first test drive in a sports car. That was exactly half a year after I started the channel. Some people would call it coincidence, but I don't believe in that. I think that even before you're born, your life is almost set for you. The only thing that you choose are the decisions that you make on the way, and the way you will feel about them. I never would have thought a year ago that now, after more than 200 videos already on YouTube and TikTok, I would make the decision to stop working and put the full focus on my automotive content creator career. First of all, starting the channel would never have been possible after reading some books that gave me the strength to get started. Learning about how the business world works really gave the knowledge to understand how everything works in life and why is everything as it is. And one very, very important thing all the successful people use in this world is emotional intelligence. Every successful person, if you're a businessman, a top sporter, an actor, a singer, every one of them, if they want to be successful and happy with what he or she does, will use emotional intelligence. Every motivating book, either if it's a financial team or no, they will always talk about EI, emotional intelligence. I will use this short term through the whole book. And for normal people, EI is really unknown and most of the time cause the lack of knowledge behind it. Most people see EI or the intelligence to manage your emotions as something useless that only spiritual or believable people use. But EI is actually the key behind behind every successful person. And EI actually makes the difference in every person's life. I read a lot of books about financial intelligence, and most people will think that only knowing your numbers or your business is enough to be a good employee. But often the lack of knowledge about EI will give the business owner a hard time or give him a feeling that there is something missing. You can build $1 billion company and still have that feeling that there is something not right. And that is the moment when you will start to look at EI and give it a place in your life. I found it more easy to use EI from the very beginning, and for me personally, EI is something that gave me the push to start my YouTube channel. I always was a bit fearful, put my face in front of the camera and being seen to the whole world. What would people think about me? And do I really want to be famous? Were the things that kept me from not doing it. For years it was in my head, and the moment my life had some negative events happening, like ending a relationship of 6 years in a single night of bad thinking, working a job for 5 years, I actually hated to death, but still kept working for the money, were moments that got me a bit depressed and lost in my own mind. I always knew I needed something, more knowledge, or a push to get started as a businessman. I always knew since I was a kid that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, but in my mind it was always way too complicated. You need to invent something, or have more money, or this or that. So I felt like there was something missing to begin. But in that time, I was at my lowest. I found the strength to reinvent myself. I really mean it when I say reinventing myself. And now I'm a bit more than a year further and almost feel like another person. Having read some books and still reading, I will keep still reading till I die. Because fear is the unknown. You have fear of something because you don't know much about it. Or it is something new that you haven't experienced. All things that I didn't know before. Like the ego that everybody has in their mind. The negative speaking voice that always says bad things to you and keeps you from not doing the things you actually want and dream of. When you learn about how the ego works and how to deal with it, you will actually start enjoying your life and being happy all the time. I learned a lot from EI, like how to deal with those negative thoughts through your day. And that is something I also want to learn to you. And everybody that is interested to change their life and their thoughts and emotions. It won't be easy. It won't be a thing that I can do in your place. You will still need to practice on it yourself and keep practicing it throughout your whole life. But I am sure that for every single person on this planet, EI can change their lives in a positive way. And because when I was learning and reading about EI, I felt like, why didn't anyone tell me this before? Or why the school or my parents didn't teach me this? And the answer is simple, because only a very tiny percentage of humankind uses EI. Especially here in the Western world, EI is something that people would start laughing about, or say things like, that's weird, or weird. But actually, all successful people that are enjoying their success in a positive way are using EI. And you can say, I don't want to be famous or rich or anything like that, but I'm sure that for every human being the goal of their life or the thing that everybody wants is, of course, to be happy. And that is the main reason why I'm writing this book, that every one of you, awesome people, will be happy and live a happy life. That when your time will come, you will go with a big smile and look back on the journey of life as it was one big dream you lived. That you will go and do the things you always wanted to do and be the person you always wanted to be. Everything in life is about believing. Not only believe in yourself, but also in the things you want and will come and happen to you. This is something I learned from the crazy guy of his time, Albert Einstein. The power of attraction. Everything in life works this way. If you think something is bad or will be bad, then it always will be that way. But do this lesson. Choose something that you always had a bad or negative thinking of, and now transform it for yourself in your head. The next time you will do that thing or that action you always thought negative about, only think positive about it now. Don't let any negative thought about that action in your head. Say 100 times in your head, it will be going great, or be loving it, or that is something real positive that is going to happen. And you will be amazed of the outcome. Thinking positive will not always be the solution, but you will be less worried about it, or less stressful. And that is the action, that is the outcome you would eventually want. Not everything in life can always go perfect. And think about that. If everything always goes good, what would make you happy then? Or what would satisfy you anymore if everything was always the same? Let the bad things happen. And don't even think about them negative anymore. See it as a lesson, or the next thing that will come before something great will happen to you. You'll be thinking now, that is all bullshit. You're saying, and you don't know what I've been through. But the only thing you can actually choose by yourself in this world is how you think in your own mind about everything. Your negative thinking about everything and everyone will only give you a more miserable feeling, and it will only enhance those feelings of negativity. So once and for all, say to your ego, it was nice to have known you, and fuck you for always being so negative. From now on, I will not give a single thing about you, what you say to me, and I will only focus on the good things. Everything in life, even bad events, can have a good thing about them. It is only you that will choose for the negative or positive look on things. And if there is something you can't find a good thing about, just give it no place in your mind and your thoughts. It will not be easy. And it will be something you need to practice. Especially the first weeks will be hard. But like most things, learning, doing, commitment will give the outcome you want. Constantly evaluate your thoughts. Am I negative thinking about this event, this thing, or this person? If yes, stop it immediately. Start to search positive thoughts about that thing you were thinking. Make this a routine, and after some weeks, your mind will do it automatically. It's like working out, learning something of most of the things in life. At first, it requires a lot of attention and focus, but once you create it, the routine, the body and mind will go in automatic pilot. Evaluating your thoughts can be done like this. Why am I thinking that way? What was the reason behind thinking that way? Will I feel better not thinking that way? Will not thinking that way make me more happy? Ask yourself those questions. And eventually, You will laugh at yourself for that negative thought. When I started learning all this, I was a bit laughing away my negative thoughts, because laughing sends positive waves to your mind, and you will choose yourself from now on how you feel. And don't let your environment or your own thoughts make you feel bad. You choose yourself how to feel and what to do and what to think about it. By practicing your thoughts, it will automatically affect your emotions. And like I already said in the beginning, I think most of us want to feel happy overall. Eventually, when you start mastering your emotions and thoughts, do not think it will go easy and fast. It will be a thing that you constantly need to remind yourself of, probably till the end. But if it makes you feel better or more happy, isn't it worth the practice? Believe me, my mama always called me grumpy, like the negative thinking smurf. And I ended a great relationship by just thinking bad about it. So I think I came a far way, guys, to transfer my mind. After you're getting a bit used to it, you will not only be feeling better and less worried. After that, you will see things a bit different. You will look at the people around you on a different way, because you now know. Think, why is that person that way he or she is at the moment? You will look at all the people the same and with the same warmth, because we're all here to have a good time and not to suffer too much. So next time someone horns at you in traffic, don't think what a douchebag is he or she, but think they will probably having a worse day than I have. And everyone has those negative things happen in their life. Like I said earlier, that's a part of life. But just stop worrying about them and beating yourself up for it every time. Give yourself the chance to breathe and think about that event and ask yourself those questions. Next to positive thinking, I found that breathing was also something more powerful than you might think. The moment you are making yourself crazy with bad thoughts and you feel the anger rising in you, start to focus on your breathing. Just count with it. In and out. In and out. Don't let anything else in you, just breathe. Breathing gives you also those feelings of positivity. Another thing that might help is dreaming. It will sound crazy, but dream everything like you want it to be. It's also a bit the attraction power that works then. But by sending positive waves to your brain, your mind and body will automatically think that you're there already. It gives a positive feeling to you. What do I want? What do I want to be? What can I give to the people? Who will I love? Dream your best dreams and make them little for little, step by step, for real. Search a logic way throughout your mind and your dreaming. Make the paths in your mind of love, success, and so much other things that will make you happy. Then use the same techniques as I teach you with all your thinking. Only think positive, always search positivity. Even in your dreaming of everything, don't let the negative in, that it will be hard, or you can't do it, or other negative things your ego will tell you. Only give the positive thoughts a place in your memory. And by fully committing to this way of thinking, you will be building a positive life for yourself, not only around you, but also in your head. By thinking positive, you'll start to live a positive life. You'll be a good person for the people around you, because you will only think positive about them. You'll be doing things you always wanted to do because you now only think positive about them. You will build a positive life for yourself and the people around you because you have a healthy, positive way of thinking about life. You will be loving the things you do because you only think positive about them. There are only great outcomes for positive thinking. I know not everything is always pleasant, and every day you will still have things happen to you or the people around you that aren't nice. But are you going to let that negativity fuck your head and your thoughts and your emotions up and eventually your outcomes? Or are you just going to say for once and for all, let those things happen? I can't change it. Maybe nobody can even change it. It's not going to mess my day up, or my week, or even my life. Just breathe after something negative happens. Start to counting your breath. Do good in and out a couple of times. Let the air float through your body and search the good side of things that maybe happened. If it's that or even worse things, then you can't always see the good side of it. But that's totally normal. Not everything, like I said, can be good. Let your emotions loose, cry maybe about it, or let your body have those emotions for a couple of minutes, maybe hours. But eventually, are you going to let your life pass for a thing that you didn't even choose yourself? There needs to be a difference between your emotions. Let them happen, but think, how am I feeling? Will feeling this way make me happy? Why am I feeling this way? Is there a reason behind my feeling? Can I make me happier by feeling another way? Focus only on what you want to become. Be, give, or love for the people around you. That's the only thing we can choose for ourselves. Why be upset about something you didn't even choose for? People come and go. Good and bad things come and go. So don't worry too much. If you're not happy now, focus on the next thing that will make you happy. And by doing so, you will trigger your thinking. And eventually, you will feel happy already now. Commitment is the only thing that stops you. But another thing everybody has, but does not know how to use. Most of the world has a job, study, or just something to do most of their days. So now think, what gives me the push to get out of bed? Or just do the things that you need to do? It's because you focus on your paycheck, or the outcome that event or task gives you. So I think everybody is already doing so without focusing on it. Now use this tool with every dream, goal, or just thing you want to do. Focus on the positive outcomes it will give to you. Positive thinking will not only make you give a better thought about your maybe even day-to-day routines. It will eventually give you better outcomes and better results. I work out since I was 17 because I never had the body I actually dreamed of. And like most things in life, still till this day, I'm now 25, still do not have the outcome I actually want. But it doesn't stop me from not going. It's not only the positive outcome you think of you will get, it's the mind you create along the way. And a strong, healthy, positive mind is a strong, healthy, positive person. And that gives you the outcome of happiness. I learn a lot from the things I want even more than I knew. Because when you want something, you only know a part of it. Otherwise, you would already know it. And most of the time, it's that fear of the unknowing that stops you. And positive thinking will help you with that. It will eliminate all the negative things that would stop you before. But from now on, you only focus on the good things that maybe fearful event or action will give to you. And believe me, like I said earlier, because you don't know much about it, it will eventually give you more knowledge and positive feedback than you could ever imagine before. Just keep reading and focusing on the best, and the best will come to you. Create some good routines along the way. For every goal, action, or thing in life that you want, you need to have some good routines. Like most of us, going once a month to the gym won't give the results that going 3 times a week gives you. It's just the same as with most of the things. Practice is out. And if you want to be happy all the time, you need to first practice being happy all the time. Eliminate those negative things that in the past made you angry, upset, or frustrated. Search a positive thing about them, or make them your strengths. Write down for yourself what you want to improve. And you will find that you, like most of us, just want to be happy. So let's start practicing it. From this moment, every thought you have, you will categorize as good or bad. If it's good, go further. You're on the good path. If you constantly think negative about every event, person, or thing you need to do, I recommend, out of self-experience, to track yourself. Do it for a couple of days, maybe weeks, what's best for you. And write down each day the things you want to improve on. Like you want to be more happy. So you need to be more emotional and mentally stronger. Write down in some words, maybe a sentence, an overview of how your day was, emotionally and mentally. For myself, I also added financially and physically, because I also wanted to improve on those things. See yourself as a machine. You can easily improve by finding its weakness. Like we do with everything we want to improve. We search an overview, build statistics, or use the past experiences to find what can be better. So build your overview of yourself. What am I now? Where do I want to go? What's the goal? You will be amazed when you do this. Now you start to get to know yourself. Most of us do the same things that make them unhappy over and over again, because they are not fully aware of what they are doing and the effect it has. Look at your mistakes. Find a way to improve them, to make you stronger, and get the results or outcomes you always wanted. Don't try to be perfect. Do your best. Be focused on what you want. Be determined that it will go not easy or as planned always, but keep the positive focus overall. It will help you in every imaginable way. Forgive yourself and the people around you for the things that don't go as planned or as preferred. But wouldn't living your life be a bit boring? You already know the answer of everything, so let it go. It's better to not overthink everything and stop beating yourself up for it. Learn to love more. Like you can eventually choose between seeing it all in grey or black, even when you can color your world in every imaginable way possible. So love what you see and what you want, and cherish the people around you, especially the people that care about you, because if they see you love them more intense, they will give it back. It's a monkey thing maybe, but giving is receiving. Build your own dream life by simply committing yourself to always choose the positive thinking above the negative thinking, and the road to your destination will be enlightened. I would love to thank you all for reading this book. I hope it will help you in a way that emotional intelligence did with me. Read more books about this topic if you feel like it can help you. I started my life in a new way, and I am more than sure that it can help every one of you in this great world. Thinking positive is the only way to find true happiness in your life. So please give it a try and keep this small review with you, that you can keep focusing on it, your goal, on your true goal on this planet. And I believe in all of you that with good will and true love and dedication, you will reach your happiness and give more smiles to get more smiles. Enjoy your life like it was given to you, to make the best of it every single day. Writer Willem Nurdo. That's me, guys. Yeah, I wrote this down like last year when it was a couple of months in, and those first months were very hard on me. It was like not only to make yourself the person you want to become, but the hardest thing is, like I maybe also said in the book, that it's hard that the people that you care about and you love, that they sometimes also trying to hold you down, and that's a hard thing to get through. To always put yourself on a good first spot. Always, it's the most important thing to make you happy. The people around you only see what they want to see and only think what they want to think about you. So it's your life, guys and girls and women and men, and even no women or men. But yeah, I hope it can help you guys. Hope you enjoyed a bit of this small video of the review I wrote. It's a small book, like I call it, the book for non-readers. And a big thanks for watching. There is another part coming in another video, so see you in that video, guys. If you have any questions, of course, you can put them down below, and I will also answer them in the coming video next week. And another thing I want to do is I'm gonna say some names of books I read in the last years that maybe also can help you, because this was more of a small overview. I always recommend to read like a full book about it. You see a lot of motivational speakers nowadays, but they only talk about a certain subject and you only get to know a little bit about it. But it's always better to read the full book, that you get like all the back information about it. And some books I wrote, there were also some financial books I wrote, but I'm gonna tell like the most important books for your mind, for your emotional intelligence. And that was, of course, a book that it's called Emotional Intelligence. It's not an easy book, but it's a good overview, that book, and it will teach you how your brain works, how thinking works, how everything here inside works. And it will, when you have read that book, you will already after that book start to think different about how you think for yourself, because you know how it works actually, the brain. Then another book I read was The Secret, also a very good one. Success through positive thinking. I wrote A New Earth. I read the book The Compound Effect, The Dalai Lama and the World, Awaken the Giant Within You, Atomic Habits, The Power of Now, The Spiritual Laws of Wealth, The Magic of Believing, You Are As You Think, The Worldly Philosophers, The Quietness Speaks, and The Alchemist was actually the last one. Now I have on my table Master Your Mindset. It's another one. And I think all those books, there are a lot more of course, will help you to get to know more about yourself and how everything works and how you think, and it will make you happier and make you feel better. And that's what it's all about, guys, that you're happy your whole life. That's the best. And very big thanks for watching this video, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye.